on good shirts. I ironed it, pulled out the pretty camera. I put on pants to come here and do a new intro. And I just want to let you know that here at the LSQC, I think that's what Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. We talk to all kinds of artists, performers, entertainers in the professionals in the entertainment business, singers, songwriters, dancers, tons of comedians, actors, screenwriters, authors, casting people, agents, managers, tech, sound technicians, lighting people, all kinds of professionals that work in entertainment specifically, and even more so live entertainment, who no longer have an opportunity to perform their art or their skill, the craft they spent over 30 years building. So if you get to watch the show and you get to catch up with them, and they show you how they've reinvented their careers a little bit, what they're doing now, what they changed to get around the COVID curveball, so to speak. And you guys get a chance to catch up with them and see where you can find out about their information, find out about their websites, maybe go to their Venmo, buy some merch. They get to keep in touch with their fan base. It's a win-win for everybody, if you think about it. I get to do the show. I'm here every Monday and Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. And then afterwards, the show stays up on YouTube forever and becomes a podcast a day later. So there you go. And we are sponsored by no one. We have no sponsors, no commercials. You don't have to worry about any of that. We are supported solely by you guys, the fans, supporters, and the artists that watch the show on a regular basis. If you feel like you would like to support the show in any way, shape, or form, please go to any one of the options listed right there above. If I taped this correctly, it should be right up there. If not, if you just go to LennySchmidtComedy/if you can, there's a number of different options there that you can support the show financially. There's Venmo, Cash App, the website. You can go PayPal, credit card, anything you can do, any amount you can give at all to support the show so that I can support the artist will help everyone. And if you enjoy all the content I produce online, there's this show, there's the Reconnecting Comedy. There's a lot of content. I've put up over 200 hours of content on the internet over the last year. You can join the Patreon page as well. Go to Patreon, search Lenny Schmidt Comedy, and you got all kinds of ways to support me and my online endeavors. So that's all. So check out the show. My light just went out, so that means I got to go. Enjoy the show. Hey, it's me. Welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine. Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. How are you? Seem to be having minor sound issues. I can't figure out exactly what they are. But we're up and running, and I know you guys can hear me, and things are great. Let's check the board. Let's check the news. There's nothing going on in the news except for this. If you live back east right now, sorry. Stay warm. I don't know what else to tell you. You're getting pounded with snow yet again. It's very possible that hang on, let me turn this off really quick. It's very possible that you're going to get another 1.5 feet of snow, man. That's what it's looking like. It's looking pretty brutal for you guys in the Midwest. I apologize. Do the best you can. Try to survive. It's rough here in California too, man. It's not rough in California. I'm being a huge dick right now. I got news for you. Yeah, it's pretty nice here right now. So if you're back east, hang in there, man. I wish you the best. I hope you had a great weekend. Hello to the Patreon members that just tuned in for the writer session on Saturday. Reconnecting Comedy is the next 2 weeks. We have a big sketch show coming back here. It's a live sketch, interactive show. Many of the Patreon members are involved, as well as other comics. Stephen Briggs has a video he's going to do. John McClellan again, and maybe Spencer James. So there we go. Let's see what's going on in the news. There's not a lot going on in the news today. It's stupid news. I had it. Hold on. March 17th. This is all going really well. Bam. Boom. There we go. Okay. Nothing really in the news. Nothing going on except for the weather. Nancy Pelosi is going to have an investigation into the Capitol attacks with like a commission. That's a brilliant way to spend some of our tax dollars, I think, is to further dig into an issue that's over with and people are already going to jail for. That's brilliant. What else is going on in entertainment? It's not a lot, man. It's pretty laid back here. Let's see. That's it. American Idol came out Sunday. Are you a fan? I'm not. I don't watch it much, but if you're watching it, it's back. So tune in on Sunday nights. We got a great show for you tonight, folks. Oh, by the way, just in case you're wondering, my Vegas dates are still on. I'm leaving Thursday, and I will be in Vegas this weekend from Thursday through Sunday. I will be at the Brad Garrett Comedy Club, the MGM Grand. Come on in, check out the show. It should be a lot of fun. I will be there all weekend. I don't think we can talk to people, though. I think that's the rule. There's no meet and greet after the show. So when the show's over, they lock us into a cage. That's what happens. We're going to be tested for COVID. There's a lot going on. So I don't know what the rules are, but I do know that I will be there, and there's no meet and greet after. I won't be selling CDs or DVDs or hanging out in the showroom after the show. I don't even know what the scenario is like there. I don't know what's open in the casinos. I don't know. It's a little bit. I saw a video. Spencer showed me a video the other day from the casino, and it's it's pretty laid back. There's not a lot of people at casino. I'll tell you that much. But I will be there. I will be there soon, folks. I'll be there this Thursday. Folks, we have a great show today. I'm excited. This guy, he's been here before. He was here before when I think I was using the Be Live sound thing or whatever. I can't exactly remember what it is. But it was an old software program that I was using before the one I'm using now. So this one's better. And I'm going to hopefully try to do this without screwing it up so that he can leave the show impressed with the work I've done over the last 7 months. We're going to see if Jason Blanchard really gives a shit. We're going to find out right now. Folks, here we go. First, let's take a look. He's a comic I met on Carnival Cruise Lines. He's from Canada. It's our second Canadian in a row. 2 days in a row we had Canadians. I didn't plan it that way. It just happened. But I find that interesting. And he's a comic I've worked with a few times in the ships. Very funny man. He's hilarious. Let's take a look now. Why don't we take a moment and take a look at my good friend, the one and only. Here he is, Jason Blanchard.
I am fired. My very first show on board a ship. I'm so nervous. There's kids everywhere. I'm halfway through my set and a couple is off to the side. Gentleman just yells out, "My wife and I are swingers." Shit, I don't need to know. At a family show. I'm going to ignore it, right? I can do that. Ignore it, move on. 10-year-old boy sitting right where you're sitting. "What's a swinger?" I'm like, shit, because now I have to explain it. But I need to do it in a way a 10-year-old would understand. So I'm like, "Listen, buddy. Mommy and Daddy are swingers. It means they like to have fun. So Daddy will push Mommy in a swing. And he is so fun and so friendly. He'll find another mommy and have sex with her."
Yeah, that's him right there, Jason Blanchard. Let's welcome him live to the video. Look, there he is, Jason Blanchard.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, brother?
I miss the stage so much.
I know. When was the last live show? When was your last live show?
Back in August, I got to do a run of 6 weeks up here in Canada. Then they shut us down again.
Yeah, you guys are on that hardcore shutdown, right? Aren't you supposed to open up this week or something? Or isn't there an announcement coming?
Yeah, different areas are. The clip that you showed there was from Absolute Comedy in Toronto. Now, if you go in, there's plexiglass up
in front of the stage.
Yeah, and it's angled in such a way that the audience can see us, but the way the lights are, you can't see anybody. It is so off-putting.
Dude, it's like doing.
And I made the mistake of the first night I wore a light shirt, and the reflection was terrible. So after that, it's all black.
That's so it's like doing comedy in a fishbowl.
Like yeah, but you do realize You do realize at the end of it how much we spit when we talk, because that is just covered in saliva, man.
Dude,
if you're sitting in the front row, you've got my DNA on you. That's how that works.
That can't be good. You can clone Jason with your shirt. What happened? Are you okay? Did you get invaded or something?
Oh, yeah. Just stuff is falling over. Who knows?
Oh, man. I haven't done anything yet. I haven't done a plexiglass show. I don't know. I'm doing Vegas this week, but we're in the showroom, and I know that the nearest people are 15 people from the stage, I think. I think that's the deal. Something like that. 15 feet. And then they're spread out.
I've done one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost prefer the further away, no plexiglass.
Yeah, I wouldn't like being in the plexiglass. You know what I mean? That would be like being in a test tube, right?
Yeah. Or as I think my first line was, it's like I'm performing from the penalty box.
Yeah, that's in Canada that probably kills. They would semi-kill here, depending. Like Chicago, that would do well. You know, in other cities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Detroit.
Yeah, they'd do really well there. Yeah, of course. But like if you're in Jacksonville, they would be like, "What? What? I don't get it."
Yeah, but imagine as a comic, I had to go and get a day job, and a day job means an interview, and an interview that has their resume. Basically, all I've been doing for the last 15 years is stand-up comedy. Right. So you'd get interviews because people just wanted to see what was going on.
Right.
But I'm brutally honest. Like I got that question, where do you see yourself in 5 years if you get a job here? I'm like, not here.
Did you tell him? You're like, I'm not going to be staying.
Yeah. Oh, I was
right
flat out honest. Yeah. And so now I'm scooping food and making meals for prisoners in prisons.
Wow. All right, man.
And let me tell you, when I got the job, I thought, well, this will be easy. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, couple pancakes, peanut butter jam sandwich, maybe some macaroni and cheese.
Right.
Holy shit. In Canada, do prisoners eat well? Because
Really?
not only is there a regular meal, there's egg-free, milk-free, gluten-free, halal, kosher, all these different.
They give them all that stuff in prison.
And the one that amazed me most, they have a thing called texture modified. So it's basically all the food is mushed up and put in the trays. And I was like, is this for people who don't have teeth?
They have no teeth.
So before Christmas, it was always 7. We had 7 meals that were always mushed up. And then right after Christmas, there was only 4. And I'm like, oh, people got teeth from Santa.
That's great. That's funny, but that's not what happened.
hopefully they died.
Yeah, hopefully they're released from prison, but probably not. Well, I went through that. I used to work at a retirement community, and I was the main cook there, and I did all their meals. And we did half the meals were soft, processed soft, and they would get their foods in cups and ladles, and they would have certain and then diets came into play because you can't. Certain people can't eat sugar, and then they can't eat. You know, when you're 90, you don't give a shit too. You're like, no, I want the sugar, and I'm like, no, you can't.
Yeah,
it says here you can't have it. Like, I don't give a shit. I want it. I go, I know, I understand. So every morning I would argue with these people. I go, you can't have this, you can't have that. But I'd have to follow the diet restrictions because the doctors set it out. You know what I mean? But we went through the same thing where they would cut back in the meal, and one day it would be like, oh, now it's only 4 instead of 5, and I was like, oh. Who passed away? They were like, oh, it was Mrs. Johnson. Yeah. Like, oh, man, I like her. You're so sweet.
Well, I said to the rabbi, because after looking at the foods, we have a guy comes in who watches and makes sure the kosher meal is truly kosher. So I had to do some research and wanting to know what the heck the difference was. But I thought, the reason why people find religion in prison is not the spirituality. It's because kosher meals are a better meal.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny.
But so I made the joke and the rabbi laughed. He said, no, because the way Canada works, an inmate sued saying that they wanted choice of food. So if you're in a Canadian prison, you're not only getting fed well, but you can choose. You could have a kosher meal for breakfast, halal meal for lunch, and then a regular meal for dinner.
What? Really?
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, it amazes me how this is coddled. I mean, you worked in a restaurant. If you found a hair, what would you do in the kitchen? You take the hair, you throw it out.
Right.
You maybe hopefully throw out that dish.
Sure, whatever.
We have to throw out. We have to throw out whatever is in 6 feet of either side of it, anything that it was touched. And I look at my head. I have to wear one of these.
Why? Yeah. Why are you wearing a hair mask with no hair at all? I don't get that.
Thank you. I shaved off my goatee because I refuse to wear the beard one. I'm like,
they do
nope,
the thing on the face.
I'm
That's
not
gotta
doing
be
it.
annoying. It's bad enough to wear a mask on your face now when you're walking around. You guys are doing that in Canada, right? You're wearing masks everywhere. You guys are strict up there.
Of course, we're not pussies.
Yeah, right. Okay, I don't know what that means exactly. I'm wearing a mask. Shut up. I'm not a pussy either, you jerk. I'm wearing
There
a
you
mask.
go. Well,
Yeah.
the people who bitch and moan, I can't breathe. Fuck
I
off.
love that's the best. No, the best one is the people that my doctor says that I can't wear this mask because I have a respiratory problem. Blah blah blah.
No,
blah,
their
blah.
doctor didn't. The reasons that you can't wear a mask are A, you don't have arms, so you can't remove it in case of a problem.
Okay.
You don't have ears,
Yeah.
and if you have facial burns.
Okay. Are those
But if you have asthma and you think that you can't wear a mask, actually ask your doctor. He'll tell you not to go out, and when you do, you better wear it, because if you have asthma and you get COVID, it's going to be way worse for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You'll be. I mean, my biggest fear about the COVID is the whole not being able to breathe thing. Can you imagine if you had asthma? That'd be horrible.
Well,
Now,
we have a mutual friend who has it right now.
the COVID. Yes. No. Of course. Oh, yeah. That remind. Yeah. Because I was supposed to work with him
Yeah,
this week.
so yeah,
We were
I
supposed to be in
know.
Vegas. Yeah. And then he called me last week. You guys don't know. John DeCroster was on the show. He was on here a week or two ago.
Mhm.
He's got the COVID. He's
Yeah.
got the COVID. Yeah. So he can't go to Vegas this week. So he won't be there. I should have mentioned that earlier.
I know. Poor guy. I mean, and I lost out on a New Year's gig because our entire province shut down. And I don't think I had ever been actually depressed in my entire life, except then. I was like, oh, I can't believe this.
Right.
No shows.
Oh, I didn't
They
realize
cancel-
you didn't
and-
have the New Year's gig because I knew you booked the New Year's gig. Last time I talked to you,
I
you were
was
on
so
Christmas.
excited. Yeah. No, everything in the province shut down. And the problem was in that particular city, Kingston, they had one case, I believe, in their hospital. So their hospital beds were fine. But because people in the closed areas would travel to the places that weren't closed, they would just take it and spread it.
Right,
and all
right.
these big companies, they didn't give a shit. They were like, we want the money. We're not going to check people. We're not going to make sure they're from this area. And so, yeah. It's I'm amazed at the selfishness of people. Although I did run into a guy in the hallway today without a mask on, and he sees me, he puts his shirt up. I'm like, dude, not cool.
Well, I do the Uber. My day job is the Uber Eats. That's what I'm doing down here in the States. And I'll drive. Here's the thing: I put in maybe somewhere between 40 and 60 hours a week doing Uber Eats, and I'll do it late at night because I like doing it late at night because there's no traffic out. But I want to say 80% of the people I see when I'm out at night are not wearing a mask. They're like,
Really?
They're just not. You knock on the door. Every once in a while, I'll get. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get that a lot. I'll get this a lot. I see guys do that in the store a lot. And here's the thing: like Anna, my daughter, has a job. And at her job, people come in all the time with some sort of, they do that where they don't have a mask, and they complain about the mask. A lot of complaining there for some reason. They complain. Everybody there complains about wearing the mask at her job. And I think here's my theory. I think it's because her boss lets them put up with that shit. And because they do, people come in to do it. And because I go, you could, much like you train an audience, like, as a comedy club owner or what, you can train it, even as a comic, you can train an audience. Well, if you run any business, you can train your clientele to the way that you're going to handle things. So if people think they can come in out and mask me an asshole, they're going to do it every day and just get away with it.
Yeah.
And because of that,
Well,
she's
the first-
had a couple of COVIDs at work there where they had to go get tested. Everybody got tested. And I go, it's because of that. It's because you guys look, the customer's always right bullshit, and somebody comes in and complains because they're wearing a mask or whatever, or they're not wearing, because they don't wanna wear a mask.
Yeah, the first job I ended up doing was I worked at a U-Haul, which was right around the corner from me, and fantastic people. The company itself, though, man, oh man, if U-Haul is the cheapest place that you're gonna get a moving vehicle, and I gave you about 75% that you're gonna get there. But our general manager was awesome, and she called people out on being stupid or doing things they shouldn't be doing. And I had a guy come in and he did the thing. I can't wear a mask I can't breathe. And I guess I rolled my eyes, and he looked at me like, you have something to say? And I'm like, I can't, because I'm working and you're the customer. Right. And he goes, no, what were you going to say? I'm like, because I'm not a pussy. I can breathe through cotton.
Did you say that to him, really?
Yeah. I was like, dude, I spent 4 years in the military. Have you ever wore a gas mask? You want to know how it's difficult to breathe? Well, try wearing a gas mask and running a half a mile. That's tough.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I know. People complain about it. And there was a place here, too. There's a place I used to go and give plasma. I was selling, I sold plasma. I did this plasma thing. We have a plasma donation set up here where they pay you for your plasma or whatever. And
so they put it in.
Yeah, but tons of people come in there not wearing a mask. And there would be guys in there, and I would be like, and I don't want to be an ass, but I'm like, hey, how many times do you have to tell a guy to put a mask on before you kick him out of here? You know what I mean? How many times? Maybe once? Shouldn't it be once, maybe twice? And after the second time, shouldn't you be like, hey, you need to leave. You just need to go.
Yeah, in my building, people already know that the bald guy is going to tell you off if you're not wearing the mask. My brother went into a gas station to buy cigarettes. Guy came in without a mask. Goes, "Where's your mask?" Goes, "I forgot in the car." He goes, "Well, go get it or wait until I'm out. You're not coming in while I'm in here."
Right.
And wouldn't let a grown man in.
Right. Oh, that's hilarious.
And of course, it's Canada, so nobody has guns, so you can feel safe doing that.
Yeah, right. You can get away with that here. You can't do that here. You never know what's going on. Somebody's got a gun somewhere.
Although I have hit the age where, like, I'll take the shot just on principle. If it's 9mm, it's
just take the bullet. You're like, I can
around.
take a 9mm. That's not that big a deal. Just out of principle.
Yeah, I mean, just out of, yeah.
You better hit the right spot, otherwise, I'm just gonna keep coming at you.
I'm gonna take that gun and I'm gonna shove it somewhere. You're not gonna enjoy it.
I don't know. It's LA. They might enjoy it. You never know. So when are you supposed to get the announcement to open up there, man? Is there an announcement this week?
No, we parts of our province open up Wednesday. Okay. I last Wednesday. I will find out this Wednesday about bookings, so I can feel a little bit normal again. So right. I can't wait. It's amazing when you spend all this time doing. And there was a time. I mean, remember when you first started comedy? You had a day job.
Yeah.
Or a night job. I remember working 8-10 hours a day and then driving an hour into Toronto to do 5 minutes and then drive an hour back.
Yeah, right.
It was crazy. and now I'm working an 8-hour day and I don't want to do anything. I am beat.
Yeah, right.
At the end of the day. Yeah. I just I don't even want to write a joke. I just want to get home and veg until I have to go to work again.
I've been able to do, like, I do the Uber Eats, like I said, and I come home late at night, and I'll sit down at 2 o'clock, and then I edit videos and work on my website and my YouTube page. I do whatever I got to do for the podcast for like an hour or two. Then I go to bed. But I found, like, if I want to write any comedy, I need to take, like, a whole day off and then go, well, I got a whole day off. Then I'll work out, and then I'll sit down, I'll listen to some tapes, and then I'll write. I have a real hard time. I have a hard time doing little bits of things in one day. Like getting up and, I'll write till 2, and then I'll work on the podcast till 4, and then I'll work out for an hour, and then I'll do the show. And then I get into something, and before I know it, it's 5 hours later. I'm like, oh, I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's 5 hours.
Well, I have realized that at 49 years old, I get up every morning at 6 o'clock. I don't have to be at work till 7:45 because I take 20 minutes to stretch.
Oh, that's smart.
20 minutes of some stretching, some yoga. Oh, dude, yeah. Because it's already made a difference because my back was so sore standing there doing stuff.
Right.
That I was like, yep, the abs have got to get working again. And
I should do that too, because you know where else it's because I'm 56. You know what I mean? Even the Uber Eats, man, sitting in a car, it's like flying. If I'm in the car for hours, I stiffen up. So the next morning I get up and I'm like all stiff. So yeah, stretching makes a huge difference just to get the day going, get your blood flowing. You know what I mean?
And even just to be paranoid about, I've never had a carpal tunnel situation, but I'm doing these repetitive things all day that now I get up in the morning and I have all these stretches that I do just to make sure that everything's fine. Because we're all going to fall apart, right?
Sure, yeah, we're going to fall apart eventually. And now you're using muscles that you haven't used in years. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
our whole job has changed in like a year. You're doing whatever side job you're doing, and I helped a buddy move a few weeks ago. I got paid, but I blew my knee out really bad, dude. My knee got so messed up. It was the size of a volleyball. It's enormous. So now I'm wearing a knee brace every time I walk around. Like at night, even if I Uber Eats, I wear a knee brace, because one bad move and my knee is shot, and then I can't walk, and I'm screwed. You know what I mean? God, I'm so old. This is a terrible podcast. We're just
Dude,
talking about
and it's
body
funny.
falling apart.
The last time I hurt my knee, I was on the Carnival Vista, and with William Lee,
Right. Oh yeah. Okay.
Cowboy Bill.
Yes, Cowboy Bill.
Formerly Cowboy Bill.
He's not Cowboy
and
Bill
we were
anymore?
drinking with. No, he
goes by
William Lee Martin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, William Lee Martin.
Right.
And he, myself, and a singer from the band. Oh shoot! Well, Tim Rushlow. He wrote that song "God Bless Texas."
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You know, God bless. And it's funny because we went to his acoustic performance, and you ever hear people singing their songs and their songs play on the radio, and you're like, wow, they probably did a lot of stuff to make it sound better. And then I heard him live. I'm like, wow, he's really that good. But anyway, we drank so much tequila. We were running back to the ship in the rain, and I wiped out on the gangway.
Oh, that's the worst.
And the problem was, I told everybody at the show the night before that people are going to be late coming back to the ship. So make sure to go out and watch.
Right.
So hundreds of people are on their balcony. I wipe out.
And you're a pretty recognizable guy, too. It's not like they can go, I wonder if that's Jason.
Of course. I go down. I hear a gasp. I shoot up quick. I raise my arms, and everybody's cheering. And my knee was just what you had said. Oh no, it was bad. My wrist and my knee. I had to buy a brace in Galveston.
That's so painful. It's the worst. Bad news is the worst. This is what
Yeah.
happened.
Well, getting old, everything's gonna happen.
Well. So what else is going on? How are you holding up? When you're stretching, you're working out, you got the job, you're waiting for things to open up in Canada. You're on the upswing there in Canada. Things should be going pretty well now if things start to open up.
Yeah, our cases aren't as high as a lot of. I think we're 22nd in the world. You guys are still number one.
We're number one. Yeah, but our cases have gone down like 40-something% over the last week. 40-something%. They've gone on a ton for us.
Let's see.
We're also last in vaccinations. Well, California is. California is last in vaccination production.
Canada got screwed. They when Pfizer was redoing their factories so they could bring it up, we got cut a bunch. It's like they were like, Canada they'll forgive us. They're so polite. I'm like, we got to invade what country is doing it, because we have no vaccine production at all in our country. We have the facilities, we have the means, but for some reason years ago everything cut back on it.
Really? Do you have any vaccine being passed out there right now?
Some. Supposed to obviously go to seniors and healthcare workers, but all of a sudden a bunch of prisoners had to get it in prisons.
Yeah.
And people are pissed. One old folks home here, one seniors residence, a lady was supposed to get it, a senior citizen in her 80s. For some reason, her vaccination wasn't there. They found out later the CEO's wife got it.
Ooh, those stories are starting to pop out here every once in a while.
Yeah, people are pissed.
There was a whole family that flew into Florida, and they paid like a ton of money for it, and they traced it to like the heads of the companies and the CEOs, and I mean they're starting to dig up all this information on people now that are starting to pay for the vaccines. They're doing a pretty good job policing it, but every once in a while, and there was a doctor on the radio the other day, the doctor of the stars. He was a doctor for a couple of celebrities. He was like, you'd be surprised the amount of money that people are throwing at me to get a vaccine right now, and he's not doing it. He's like, I just can't do it.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, the problem is there's a certain window that it's okay, right? With Pfizer is once it's below that certain -70, you have like 4 days. So apparently there was a vehicle that broke down, and they had so many, and they were going to cars around them.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Just so it wasn't wasted.
Yeah,
I thought that was great.
That was really cool. They were running up and down the freeway and giving, you want the vaccine? And they were hitting people. Otherwise, it went bad. Yeah, they were taking it from one hospital to another. I read that story. That was a great story. And then there was they had to take a long way because there was a road that was down, and then when they went there, the car broke down, and they did the math. They go, "There's no way we're going to get this vaccine anywhere in time," and they just hit a ton of people up on the road.
I'm sure the
You'll take the vaccine, right?
Of course, I'm not an idiot. Yeah, I know how science works. I know what mRNA is.
I had two friends on last week, and they go, "You're not going to do it, are you?" I go, "Yeah. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want to take the vaccine?" And then they got the whole. There's a million conspiracy theories, that the little radios are put in your bodies and all that stuff.
Yeah, if you're a conspiracy theorist right now, just take a little shake of your head and think. We don't have any critical thinking anymore. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If all you have to do is watch fail videos on YouTube to realize people don't know how to make good decisions.
That's true.
They don't. If there's a piñata or a hoverboard, get the fuck away from it, people. It's not a good idea.
Or like those, I'm constantly reading the stories of people that get mauled by lions or tigers when they're in forest parks because they're trying to feed like a bear at a reserve, and they go, "What? I didn't think it would be dangerous." I mean, no, you didn't think. It's a giant live animal that's hungry. He's going to choose between a little biscuit and a 180-pound beefy human being. Which option do you think he's going to go for?
Oh man! Although I do love the ones that. There was that man who was attacked by a mountain lion, and his wife saved him by attacking the mountain lion with her camera. And you're like, dude, you cannot forget Valentine's Day, her birthday, or an anniversary ever again.
Yeah, right. That's a big one, man. That's huge.
Yeah, you're doing the dishes.
Did you see the guy in Florida that saved his dog from an alligator? With a cigar in his mouth. He had a cigar in his mouth the whole time. He never took it out. And the alligator grabbed his little puppy, and he went up and just started wailing on the alligator and got him free. And he got bit. He got all chunked up and bit and stuff. But they interviewed him. He's just like, "Yeah, I wasn't going to let him take the dog. It's ridiculous." And then he wouldn't let they wouldn't let the county take the alligator because the alligator lives in his backyard in like a lake. And they were going to kill the alligator or take him. He goes, "No, leave him. He was just doing what an alligator does. Alligators go for food."
Yeah, my kids got attacked by a swan when they were little. And we were at the park, and there was a pond. And I remember I'm just reading, and there's a bunch of kids, and they all start running and screaming. And it's amazing how some people freeze. Yeah. And other people do not. I just go running towards them to see what it is. Like, because my first thought, I had no idea. I was like, is there a werewolf over there?
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be something.
It's got to be something.
And meanwhile, it's a swan. So I kicked it right in the chest. Right. And this thing went up in the air. But of course.
Of course. Okay. Of course. Why wouldn't you? That's what you got to do. That's swan.
You got to save your 101. And what was funny is. So I kick the swan, it goes in the air, it flaps a couple times, right? And then I'm now standing squared off with a swan. Its head is low and it's got its wings out, and it just backed up, and that was it. End of story. And the parents there start yelling at me like I'm the bad guy. I can't believe you kicked. I will kick you.
Yeah, right.
This was going after our children. Now, sure. They probably got too close to a nest or whatever, but I didn't kill it. I just kicked it in the chest.
Right.
You've taken a kick to the chest. Come on, they're not that bad.
It's not that big a deal. That's funny. I was at the zoo in L.A. At the L.A. once, and the kids were really small. They were like 4 and 2, and we went at the L.A. Zoo. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's not the greatest zoo in the world. It's enormous, and they have a bunch of animals that are always sleeping. And you can never find any animals. It's always hard to find an animal in the LA Zoo. I used to joke about it all the time. But there was one, and a lot of them are courtyards where you walk into a little courtyard, and there's like 3 or 4 cages, and then you got to walk back out of the courtyard. So we're going into the courtyard. It's me. I got the stroller. My ex-wife is in front of me at the time. I'm still married, and my youngest, my daughter, I want to say Anna's in front of her. And all of a sudden, my ex screams this scream that sounded like murder. It sounded like death. And she turns around and the look in her face is like terror, like something. And we're in a zoo, so I'm thinking like you do at that moment. I go, there's a bear. There's something here. There's something like alive. There's a big animal out here. But my ex runs. She just runs away from me and the kids and runs by us.
Leaves the kids.
Yeah, leaves us all. And I'm standing there. I'm like, what the? So now she leaves and she pushes my daughter, my oldest. She like grabs and runs
Out of the way.
Yeah. So now I see my daughter's in front of us, and I go, I got to go get Anna. I got to
Yeah.
go, and I go, and all I can think to do is to grab her and to push her out of the way, and whatever's there, I'm gonna kill some time. I don't know what it was. It could be a dog. I'm not sure. But I go to grab her, and Anna looks at me, and the look on her face is like terror. She's scared to death, and there's a bee. It's just a bee on her shoulder. It's a little, and I knew immediately what it was. My ex is totally afraid of bees. So she saw the bee and freaked and ran the other way and screamed and scared the shit out of everybody in the zoo, including my kids. So I had to calm the kids down, get rid of the bee. I looked at my ex, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's a bee. It's just a bee. And then as we left the zoo, there were other people around. Every time we went, everybody gave her a dirty look because everyone else thought there was like a live animal loose. And my ex went nuts over a bee. And my ex, everyone's looking at me. Well, that's because you scared the shit out of everybody in the zoo. But I'll never forget the look of my daughter's face.
Court during the separation?
It did come
Your
up during
Honor.
the separation. Yeah. Look, here's the video.
I remember how petty my ex-wife was. I would try to keep her in the loop for plans, and I remember saying, we have a place in Canada called African Lion Safari. Okay. So they have a whole bunch of animals from Africa.
Like a Tiger King joint?
And they... No, but it's more of a reserve because they kind of roam around intersection, so you can drive your car through.
Oh, right. There's not cage, so it's like that's what I'm talking about. Those idiots that get out of the car and try to feed a bear or something. But that's a
or you could take the bus. So I was going to take them, and then she's like, "Well, I'm taking them this weekend," and I'm like so pissed. And so I went over one morning and just rubbed banana all over her windshield wipers, her antenna, her license plate. And they only got partway in because the monkeys were tearing everything apart.
Are you serious? This is a true story?
Yes. They rip off the windshield wipers. They ripped off her antenna. I thought they'd get the license plate. I really did. And so we were able to go the next week and still see most of everything. Shit. But we went through the van. Yeah, I wasn't driving my car through that.
No, smart move.
Yeah, it is amazing how people will leave their kids. I was in Nassau for when the one of the stores was robbed. The John Bull store on the main street, the jewelry store. Mm-hmm. I was walking, and all of a sudden, everybody starts to run like crazy. This big guy in a red shirt almost knocks me over. I never run until I know what I'm running from, because you could be running into something.
Right.
And there was this little boy all by himself. So we pulled him in. There was a couple from New Jersey who basically stood behind one of the columns to figure out what was going on. And two guys ran out with shotguns and went down the street. One guy had both shotguns. The other guy was carrying bags. And the couple from Jersey is like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Canada." He goes, "You're not." I'm like, "I'm ex-military. I'm not running yet." The guy in the big red shirt who almost knocked me over left his son. That little boy was his. Like 15 minutes came back and got him.
Are you serious?
Can you imagine? 15 minutes, because we weren't going to leave him.
Right.
This poor kid. Oh, and this one lady, all the stores were lowering their steel gates.
Yeah.
And this poor lady in this big hat went to run into a store, hit the gate, fell down. So she's halfway under it.
Oh no.
And as this gate is automatically closing, these two gigantic black arms reach out, like this guy grabs her and then pulls her into safety. It was just the coolest thing. I was like,
that's the best. You better get in here.
Yeah.
So the guy's running around with
also
shotgun.
buy a t-shirt.
What happened? Also buy. You're gonna have to buy some shit now that you're in here.
Yeah.
So what happened to the guys with the shotguns? What happened to the shotgun guys?
Who knows?
Look,
They ran up the street.
They ran up the street. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not chasing after somebody like that.
Yeah, you don't need to be a hero, dude. Tackle a guy in a shotgun. No, just try to survive.
No, you're brave when you need to be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's no reason to go above and beyond for something it doesn't concern you.
No, if it runs
Right.
by you, you're good, man. Just lay back and just kind of stand there, don't move. You know.
No. Hey, I'm working at a place which is attached to a prison, and I'm like, if there's like a prison break, you guys run, man. I'm just standing here scooping food.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they won't bother you.
I hope not.
Do you get to go? Are you're attached? Do you go into the prison at all to bring the food, or you just load it up and send it in?
No, we send the food to 9 different prisons, so we do about 5,000 to 7,000 meals a day.
Okay.
And you're just putting them in. They get shipped out to the various places. Yeah, if you're gonna go to prison, Canada, everybody, not a bad place to go to prison.
Okay, that's the point. If you're gonna break a law, hey, actually, let's go to the board. I'm gonna go to the board, man. I've got I have a lot of people that tune into the show on a regular basis. There's not a ton of people, but they are always here, man. First, they're complaining about the snow.
That's great. Those are the best people in the world.
Yeah, these are my favorite people. These people kept me alive through the pandemic. I'll be honest with you. First question, Ben Magley from Green Bay. I always mention that because I hate Green Bay.
Why?
He's a Packers man. It's a Packers thing. He's the Green Bay Packer fan. I'm a Bears fan.
Aaron Rodgers is awesome. How do you know?
No, he's not. No, don't. He's a really great quarterback, but I hate that team. That's a rivalry.
How far did your team get in the playoffs?
They made it to the first game.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
not
pretty good.
As far as the Packers did.
No, but they have just as
Look
many.
At Ben's going, get him.
They have just as many Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers does over the last 20 years or so.
But do they have as many as Tom Brady?
No one has as many as Tom Brady. That guy. That guy's
I won $5 on that game.
Oh, did you really? Look at you, $5.
Yeah, I don't bet a lot. Hey, I won. That's all right.
Take it easy. Don't get so defensive. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, who else? Yes, I met. I'm sorry, Ben. I was giving you crap. I was giving crap by the Packers, and then he goes, "You have a soft spot for the Packers." I go, "No, I don't." And then we laugh and chuckle, and everything's fine. Ben, I did. His question is, did I meet Jason on cruise ships? Yes, I did meet Jason on a cruise ship. We worked together on Carnival a few times. We spent one gig. Was it the Horizon or the Vista? We were on for like 2 weeks or something like that.
We had 10 days. We had the end of a 6. No, we end of an 8, a whole 6.
Yeah.
And then the beginning of the 8. And we went to the gym
we did
every day. We ate well until the last 4 days. And we ate every donut type that they had. But not till the end. Like we went like 10 days of doing everything right. And then those last 4 were like, do you want to split a donut?
Yeah.
We would cut them in half and share them.
Well, also, we went to the movies. You remember going to the movies? And what movie did we see with the woman sitting next to us that was constantly talking through the whole... Every scene was...
Mastermind?
That's right.
Oh, don't go in there.
Don't go in there. Wasn't that zombie movie? It was something else, man. It was...
it was that horror movie.
That horror Nazi thing or whatever, right?
Yeah, Overlord or something.
That's it, Overlord, yeah, right.
Yeah, it was okay, but people... I don't understand how people can't just shut up and watch a movie.
Right. Oh, she never stopped talking. Literally the whole movie.
Because you were laughing the whole time.
My best part of the whole because it was me, and then 2 seats over was you, and she was like right behind you. And I heard every time she said something, and out of the corner of my eye, I could actually see you going. And we're comics on the ship
because
right?
at a regular theater, I will say something.
Sure, of course.
My wife and I we went to the movies once, and these guys came in, and. If I've told, I don't know if I've told this story before, but they were talking, and that's fine. You talk when you walk in. They talk during the previews, which I get a little. But as soon as the movie started, I was like, "Hey guys, movie started. Please be quiet." The guy goes, "Shut up, old man."
Oh,
and my wife gives me that look like, please don't. And I get up, and I walk over. I walk up the stairs. I sit right beside them, and the guy goes, "We'll be quiet." And I get up. And I go back down, And she says, "What did you say to them?" I said, "Nothing.
Nothing.
No,
Not a word.
Not a word." But when a grown man walks up to 3 other men without any fear, you kind of worry.
Yeah, you're kind of like, well, this guy seems pretty calm right now. That doesn't seem right at all. All right, I'm going back to the board. I think we have a caller too. Hang on, I got a caller. Let's bring the call. Let's see if we can find the caller. Hold on a second. Let's see how that works. Oh, look, there's a caller.
It's
Hello?
Johnny COVID.
It's Johnny COVID. How are you?
That's my new nickname, Johnny COVID.
I forgot you had the COVID when I set up the thing earlier. I know we talked about it. I don't know why I forgot. Hi everybody, look, it's John DeCrosta. He's here. Give John DeCrosta a round of applause. He's got the COVID. Don't get too close to the screen. He's got the COVID. I asked him if you. I go, hey, do you want to call in and I could add you in and surprise Jason? And he said yes. So that's what we did. Hi guys.
Hey, I don't know how this happened, how I caught it, but I think I was on my hoverboard near the lion cage trying to hit a beehive at the LA Zoo. That's how I caught COVID.
Is that it? That's good.
So if anybody is thinking of doing that, don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's out.
Absolutely not. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good, man. I just I feel like I have kind of like a cold, and it's like almost completely gone at this point.
Good. Right on.
Yeah.
As he says while he sniffs.
Sure, as he says. I'm totally fine.
I need one of those Canadian spit screens.
I'll FedEx it down to you.
John watches the whole show.
Hey,
He does his
Jason?
research.
I have a question, Jason. When you were telling the swan story, did the swan actually get in a crane stance?
No, but its wings were out. I was trying to show it in the...
He didn't do Karate Kid's crane stance?
That's how they attack.
That would have been cool.
That's a dinosaur thing because they look scarier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they go big.
Like this?
Yeah, they try to be big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's what I generally try.
Man, I wish we had video of that one.
Of you kicking him in the chest?
Yeah.
I wish I too.
It's hard to tell that story on stage, man, because everybody goes, "You kicked a swan." It's a swan. They're not delicate. They're
mean.
They look delicate.
They're mean.
Are they mean? Really?
Yeah.
Swans? Well, I guess so.
Swans
Your story
are
makes
mean.
them sound mean. All right.
Geese are mean, especially Canadian geese. But after a Canadian geese bites you, it goes, sorry, wonk, sorry, wonk, sorry, wonk.
He's making himself laugh.
He is. You got to give him a break.
Funny.
He's locked in that little room for 10 days.
Yes.
Yeah, he can't go anywhere. Can you imagine? This is where John DeCrusher goes crazy. This is where he completely loses his mind and goes crazy. We'll look back on this.
I am so bummed. I'm gonna miss our big weekend, Lenny.
I know, man. I'm really bummed. It would have been great. Yeah,
Who's coming in? Who's coming in instead?
Quinn Dale is going to be there this weekend. So Quinn's also a good friend of mine. Also, very funny comic. Lives in Vegas. I love Quinn. He's hilarious. He's only doing.
Oh, he lives in Vegas now?
Yeah, I think he's been in Vegas on and off for a while. Every time I talk to him, he's there. So, but he's a funny cat. So it'll be fun. Plus, I've known him for an easy 15, 16 years. So it'll be fun. I just don't know what you can do in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Well, we had all our plans, but I don't know how much is open. But we were going to do a lot of filming and outdoor stuff. And
well, I'm going to shoot some stuff with Spencer James now. We're going to shoot. So I got
Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer.
I worked with him. Great guy.
I love that guy. He's funny. We did a Norwegian run. We did a long Norwegian run together once, a couple of weeks. But he lives in Vegas for sure. Yeah, it's not a bad place. I would love to live in Vegas.
Well, who else is out?
There's a few
Chaz
people that
is
live
out there, right?
Yeah.
You should call Lance Montalto.
Lance Montalto's there. Lance is there. He should be over the COVID now. He had it for a couple of weeks.
Oh, he had it too?
Yeah. Yeah, he had it for, he posted all on Facebook that he had it and stuff. It was right around the election, because then the election ended, not the way he wanted it to, and then he would defend himself on Facebook because he had a lot of time at home. He wasn't going anywhere. But I texted him during the time when he had COVID. He said, I don't think it hit him as hard as, like, I know Mark Gross had it and it was really bad, but everyone else I know that has had it has gotten over it relatively well, like a cold or a flu. So,
Yep.
So who knows? In Canada, I heard it makes you kick swans. That's what I heard it does in Canada. That's one of the side effects.
Always. The COVID kick.
The COVID kick. That's what it's called now. It's like it's listed as like a symptom or whatever. It's right there. At least now you know when you kick a swan, you can just look at somebody and go, "It's a COVID kick," like just like that. And they'll go,
"Sorry."
Sorry. He loves to say the Canadian sorry.
Sorry. Say pasta, Jason.
No.
How different is pasta from Canadian?
It's so stupid the way they say it.
Sorry, pasta.
No,
pasta.
Pasta.
That's how we say it.
Pasta. It's pasta.
Oh, pasta.
Pasta.
I dropped the pasta. Sorry.
What was it I asked you about what you were making? I totally messed it up. It wasn't cataloni. Or it was cataloni.
Oh, cataloni?
It was.
Cannoli?
So it was like, yeah, I got it all messed up.
Cannoli. How's your cataloni? What?
Well, I was in Ottawa doing shows, and they have really great Italian bakeries there. And John is like, you have to try the
cannoli.
Sfogliatelle. Okay. So I recorded his voice saying it, so I could practice it to go in.
Oh.
It was so good.
Oh, good. Look at
my God.
Nice.
It was so good. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get it hot and fresh, oh my God.
What is that's What's one it called? Of the
Friatelle. Sfogliatelle. And I'm from upstate New York, and I remember
like cataloni.
Okay.
No, it's hundreds of layers of phyllo dough, like very, very fine pastry with like a ricotta cheese stuffing, and when it comes out hot, oh my God, it's the best thing in the world. Really good. And where I grew up in upstate New York, there's a lot of Italian bakeries and delis and stuff. And I'll never forget, I was having espresso at the biggest popular one in my neighborhood. And a couple of little old ladies went up. It's called, now the spelling is Sfogliatelle, Sfogliatelle.
Sure. Yeah, that's so close.
But it's a Sfogliatelle.
Okay.
So two little old ladies go up to the counter, and one says, "Marge, I got it. I can say all the pastries. I know all the names." And she goes, "Give me 3 of those schvoodles."
Schvoodles?
I spit out my coffee so far. I gave her COVID 30 years ago.
Oh,
it was
great.
I spit it so far. Give me 3 of those schvoodles.
Ooh, hang in there, man.
Pasta.
Are you taking stuff? Are you? What do you? So tell me, what are they having you take for the thing? You got medicine?
You can't take. No, there's no medication.
Okay, I don't know.
No,
I thought you were supposed to take some bleach.
Oh yeah, bleach.
Tide Pods. I'm taking
you drink
Tide
bleach
Pods.
and liquid plumber, right?
Yeah, and Tide Pod. I'm injecting Tide Pod.
What if you do? What if you put it inside your body?
Yeah.
It's a thought.
Although they do say if you're vitamin D deficient, you could have a worse run with it. So it's good to make sure your vitamin D is up. So open the window, John.
D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking D, I'm taking zinc, I'm taking C.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it. Just plenty of liquids and time, man. That's as far as I know, that's the only way to get over it.
All right. Well, you look good. It hasn't affected your appearance in any way. That's good because you know you don't want to do that.
We're only seeing them from the waist up, so we're hoping.
Yeah.
Everything's good down below.
We don't know what kind of side effects you can have from the chest down. So, who knows?
Yeah, I can't show you that. I forgot pants.
Yeah, please don't. I got viewers that don't. Nobody here wants to see your pants. Let's look. Yeah, no one's.
No, the pants are fine. Nobody minds looking at pants.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Please put pants on. That's what they're saying. They're not saying show us without your pants. It makes more sense. Makes absolute sense. All right. Well, I'm glad, man. You look good, man. You look good, John. Are you drinking vitamin juice? What are you drinking there? Some vegetable juice?
Gatorade.
That it, baby. That's good.
Made from gators.
Made live from gators. Well, I don't know.
Look at us. We've hit a lull. We're like,
it's amazing. There's
three comedians
Oh,
in one
you guys
box.
froze.
Well, I keep thinking about the Svengali.
Svengali.
The Svengali. I'm going to order some Svengali from my local Italian deli and see if I can. Hey, you guys got that Svengali? The what? You know,
what's the number one?
It's the phyllo dough with the cheese.
What's the number one thing that you have to deliver on Uber Eats? Like, is there a restaurant? Like, is it McDonald's more than
McDonald's
most?
for sure. McDonald's for sure.
So do you go into the restaurant to get it?
During the day, I do. Anything after 10 or 11, the insides are closed. You have to go through the drive-thru, which usually isn't a big deal unless it's an area where there's a Wendy's on Sunset. That's the worst. I won't even go there anymore. I'm like, I'm not sitting in this drive-thru. It's 40 minutes to get through that drive-thru. It's ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but most places you just walk in, grab food, leave. You know, but a lot of drive-thrus late at night. But it's easily McDonald's most of the time, and McDonald's has it down to a science. That's part of the reason, man. They got it everything's in one big package, all sealed. You know what I mean? They give you a thing because they don't trust you. They're like, here you go, because they don't want you to eat any of the food. So some places seal the bags so you can't get at it, right? So, and McDonald's has it. You don't even know what's in there. Sometimes they'll be like, is everything in here? And they put everything in there, like drinks and shakes. I go, seriously? They go, yeah, it's all in there. I'm like, okay, whatever, ping. And I'll just drive. But you'd be amazed, man.
And are you dropping them off? Or are you knocking and people...
It varies. You got 3 or 4 different options. They can either have you drop it at their door to where you just drop it off and text them really quick. You can meet them at the door where you walk up and knock, or they can wait in cars. A lot of people do that where it used to be you always wait in the car. They would come out and get the food at the curb because it used to be a curbside service. And they changed that after a while. And then some places, and some people freak. They want you to stay in the car because they don't want you coming near the house. You know what I mean? Because you got to judge between it's COVID. So I just follow whatever the app says. So it's a lot of leaving at the door, though. It's most of the time it's leaving shit at the door, or you got to walk into an apartment building and leave it at their door and leave. And I just text them and leave. You know, I don't run into a lot of people, but I run into a few people here and there. But it's a lot of fast food, man. Late at night, it's amazing how many people order McDonald's, man. Have McDonald's delivered to their house late at night. It's insane.
Because they're stoned.
I haven't had that since.
I know. It's like I actually got a quarter pounder with cheese a week or two ago, and it was the worst. It was so bad.
Yeah. I was the poop the next day.
Oh, it was about as it looked more appealing than the burger itself because I got the burger and I'm like, I can't wait. I've been waiting for this quarter pounder. This will be great, you know. And then I'm like, oh, this is terrible. And normally I bring like with me because I'm out. Here's what happens. I don't eat food. People are always like, do you want to eat someone's food? I'm like, no, I never think about eating anyone's food. However, I'll get hungry after delivering food all night. I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of hungry if I smell like pasta or pizza or something. And so I bring almonds with me and I bring like some soup and some shit like that. So I eat healthy food. So I'm not ordering shit food at 2 a.m. because that's what happens sometimes.
I will say that the Egg McMuffin, on occasion, when you get the Egg McMuffin, you get a shell in it. You're like, oh, nice, real egg.
That makes sense.
I'm just saying it's at least the one thing you know that they've cracked it and they've made it. It hasn't been shipped in because up here in Canada we have our Tim Hortons, which used to be just coffee and donuts, and now they have an array of food. everything is shipped in. So they're just reheating processed egg or
Right.
whatever.
Well, I think Dunkin' Donuts does
Give me
that
a
too,
give me a
don't they?
real egg any day.
Yeah. Well, they do that because they have an advertising thing here now where if you advertise a it's called real cracked egg. And that's how they tell you that they really cracked an egg. You know what I mean? Because that's how you got to say it. They have so many loopholes for advertising in the U.S. Like you can say something that has sugar, but you can say it's got no sugar, but it's got fructose, corn syrup. You know what I mean? There's a million loopholes that people find for advertising the bullshit. So the egg, they can say egg all the time, but if you say a real cracked egg, then they have to really crack an egg to make your sandwich. You know, so.
They didn't say what kind of egg it was. Swan egg.
Yeah, it could be a swan egg. Absolutely. An angry swan egg.
Angry swan egg coming in to get you.
But every once in a while, but that quarter pounder was the worst, man. I remember eating them when I was younger, and I thought, oh, my God, I can't wait. But now I'm like, no, I have no interest in the quarter pounder. You know what gets me on food here is it's like being in Ensenada. There's street tacos all over L.A. There's places all over the place that you drive in L.A., and there's guys on the side of the road with a street taco thing set up. And it's like being in Ensenada or any of the many places we went to in Mexico. And they made that legal in L.A. about 2 years ago. It used to be illegal, but now they're everywhere. They're all over the place, man. You can find street tacos. I have the 3 or 4 I normally go to, but you drive up and down, and it's just guys that set up a whole kitchen on the side of the road and sell food.
See, we have like the hot dog carts, the street meat as we call it.
Yeah, that's good.
And I remember years ago having an appointment in Toronto during the day, and as I was parking my car, I watched one of these street guys fill some bucket with water that was draining like rainwater down the street, and he put hot dogs in it. And I'm like, what do you do? And he goes, to thaw them. He goes, it's okay. When I cook it, it kills all the germs. I'm like, never again am I eating street meat.
See, that doesn't
until I ended up in New Orleans overnighting on a ship. And I don't remember eating the hot dog, but I found mustard on my shirt the next day.
Oh, I've done that a lot. I've done that where I don't remember eating, but I wake up and I find like a pizza box. Oh, I guess I got pizza. Last night.
Well, see, on the cruise ship, sober Jason didn't eat at night.
Right.
But drunk Jason would go get pizza.
Yeah.
But then he would wash the plate thinking that sober Jason couldn't put 2 and 2 together.
So drunk Jason.
So I'd find a clean plate and be like, son of a bitch. And then the one day I woke up, I was like, oh, way to go. Drunk Jason didn't eat any pizza. And then I found 1 popcorn kernel. And I was like, oh, what did he do? And I opened one of the disposable coffee cups, and there were 5 skinny popcorn bags crammed inside to try to hide it from myself.
Oh, my God.
When you eat 5 skinny popcorn, it's not skinny anymore.
No, it's not. It is not. I love the fact you have an ongoing battle with drunk Jason and sober Jason.
Drunk Jason is so sneaky. Maybe it was drunk Jason that kicked this swan.
Drunk Jason left John all alone on his birthday in Australia on a ship because he had too much to drink.
Left me hanging on my birthday. Hanging.
Oh, we were so drunk. We went to the piano bar.
3 flights of stairs.
Flights of stairs?
Jason.
3
flights of stairs.
No, if I hit a point where I've had too much, and this has always been the case my entire life, if I get too drunk, I go to safety. I go home. I did it to my wife when we were first dating. We were out at a bar, and she's like, she sees my brother. Have you seen Jason? He goes, oh, he might have left. He goes, no, we've ordered food. How drunk was he? Really drunk. He went home.
Well, it's called, that's an Irish goodbye.
Irish goodbye.
The Irish goodbye as well. Same thing. I'll just be, at one point I realize and I leave. You don't say anything to anyone.
Yeah.
Because, if you stop.
Especially on a ship.
Yeah.
Because how much, how many comics do we know got in trouble for drinking and doing something stupid? Yeah. You just get to a point where you go and hide. And didn't security follow you that night, John?
No, what happened was we were we went out to the piano bar, and what's her name kept buying me drinks. You bought me drinks, and then
Natalie,
you went to the bathroom like 5-6 times, and I'm like, oh, okay, he'll be right back. And then one time he did not come back, and I was waiting and waiting, and they made me sing, and it was my birthday. It was my birthday. So
dude,
then finally I'm like, now I sadder. And I said, now I gotta go to safety. I gotta get out of here before I get in trouble. And dude, it was one of those nights where like you're at a club and you don't know how you drove to your apartment. I do not know how I got back. All I do remember is falling down 2 flights of metal stairs and having, 3 or 4 guys from India going, "Are you okay?" Not trying to grab my arm and help me up in any way. I'm laying down on the floor with my legs up in the sky. "Are you okay? Could I call some help? Maybe?" No, I'm good. I'm good.
The last
and
thing
one of
I
our
want you to do
friends
is call help.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
right.
I made my way back, but I'm like, and then I think I called Jason's cabin, and I'm like, dude, where were you? And he's like, oh, I just left. I'm like, okay, goodbye.
I'm eating skinny popcorn in my room.
Did you call up his room and go, "Hi, I'd like to leave a message for sober Jason. Can you please tell sober Jason to call me tomorrow? I'd like to have a discussion with him."
Oh, it was terrible. I was so worried that they were gonna, replay the footage the next day.
Yeah, right. The camera footage, right?
Right.
Yeah. What did they keep it for a week? They keep it for a cruise or something like that. I once heard.
Do they?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a pain in the ass to find anything. Like, it's not like somebody monitors all those cameras. If something happens, they can track it if they need to. But if nothing's happening, nobody's sitting watching.
And if they happen to, they have them on the screen, but they can't watch all the cameras at the same time. So if they happen to see something, they can go, "Oh, what's that?" You know what I mean? But the odds of them seeing everything are 0.
Well, did you guys ever work with Richie Holiday?
No.
Richie, really funny comic. He was from, I believe, Charleston. And we were on the Carnival Breeze with Edge and his now wife, Silky, a photographer, and somebody from Youth. And we were having a cabin party. We needed ice. So we all went down to the midnight mess to fill up our drinks with ice. And one of the security guards was watching us. And I gave everybody go different ways. Well, Richie stumbled.
Scatter.
And this brand new female security guard was taking him for a breathalyzer. And one of the older security guards, who was just a great guy, he basically saved him. He said, no, I'll just take him to his cabin. And
Oh, that's cool.
Saved him. But yeah, he was like, I'm not, for the rest of the time there, he wouldn't drink. He's like, wasn't going to take the chance.
Yeah, it'll scare you, man. It'll scare the hell out of you. That's how I got my...
think of how many...
That's how I got my first
How
DUI.
many guys lost?
On a ship?
How many comics?
Ooh, quite a few. There's always... plus, there were some that were lost and came back. A couple lost and came back. But there were a lot that we lost and never came back for different reasons or another.
You got your first DUI on a ship?
No, that's not. It wasn't on a ship. It was, but the rookie scenario, the new officer. I got pulled. I was living in San Clemente, and I used to work at a restaurant. I knew all the cops in town. They used to come in for dinner all the time. And when I went out with the staff drinking one night, we got pulled over. And it happened to be the one new cop in town. He's a rookie, right out of the academy, and he ran the breathalyzer. I failed. He brings me back to the station. And it was so bad that when I walked in, he walked in like, "Hey, I got a DUI," and the cop's like, "Oh fuck." And he's like, "What?" And the cops pulled me aside. They go, "We have no choice. We got to process you now because he's already here and he put it in the system." And they all apologized. And they gave him shit for getting me the DUI just because they knew who I was. But it was too late. And then after that, every cop would come up to me and go, "Dude, I'm sorry. I just, And this is way back. I mean, this is like in the 80s. I was young. It's back when you got a DUI or they just sent you home. They would pull you over and they go, "Get home quick." You get away with driving while you were drinking. You can't do any of that shit now. The second, there's drunk checks everywhere, but I mean, there's 30 years ago I had that DUI. But yeah, it was the worst. It was not fun.
Yeah, I never had one.
What are the rules in Canada for drinking and driving? Aren't you supposed to?
Well, if you would have trouble getting into Canada with a DUI on your record.
I don't even know if it's there anymore. It's 30 years ago. Disappears. Oh no, they found it on my.
Probably still there.
Yeah, they found it on my when I got my. What do you call it? This is so bad. It's been so long since we've traveled.
Global entry?
Nexus?
Yes, that's it. Global entry. The thing we used every week about a year ago. When I got my global entry, it came up because they asked me. They go, "Have you ever been arrested?" And I go, "No," because it was so long ago. And they go, "Are you sure?" I go, "Yes, I would have known." And then she goes, "Did you get a DUI back in like '84?" I go, "Oh my God, I totally forgot about that." And she let me slide. She was like, "Okay, don't do that again, but it's on here."
Dude, seriously? 84? They're going to hold that against you?
Well, it was on the record. It's a serious question. I mean, I guess, I screwed up the answer, but they found it. If it's still there, I was surprised. I got a second DUI in 87 that never made its way onto my record. Because back then, you could either pay the fine, go through the process, or go to jail for like 3 days. And I went to jail for 3 days. I was like, I'll just go to jail.
What was that like? Well, how was the food?
You know what? I got every jail I've ever been in. I've gotten the same food. Like, that wasn't the fancy Canadian food. I'll tell you that much. We got a.
Did you have lasagna that didn't fit in the pan?
No, we got some. We got a bologna sandwich. Everybody got a cheese sandwich. Back then, we were still working off the old Reagan cheese, so we got the government cheese sandwich. Got an apple, and everybody got a little pan of the Svengali, a little Italian pastry they give you. They got in the prison. It's delicious.
A nice piping hot Svengali.
It was delicious. And in prison, if you pronounce it correctly, they'll kick your ass. That seems weird, right? But if you say it right, they will beat the crap out of you.
Hey, fancy boy!
hey, look who knows the words right.
Schmidts. I got your Schmidts right here. Who's your Svengali?
Oh, man.
Jeez.
Wow, there's lots of people watching. I'm checking. There's more people watching now. Who's Tim Horton. There's not a Tim Horton in Florida, is there?
Tim Horton's watching?
Tim Horton's watching. Tim Hortons came up. That's Shauna's favorite coffee. Shauna Johnson, also someone I went to high school with. Very nice.
Oh, there you go. Then they must have drank it double or triple.
Is that how they do it there? Double, triple?
Ugh, I love coffee, so I can't drink Tim Hortons burnt, crappy
Thank you
tasting
so much.
stuff.
It's so bad.
DeCross is a
Tim
hardcore
Hortons
coffee guy too, right?
Yeah. But I'm a Dunkin' guy, but Tim Horton, growing up in upstate New York, it was always adjacent. And I've worked in Canada enough times, whether it be Ontario or Manitoba, and Tim Horton is just god-awful. It's undrinkable, unedible, swill. It's terrible.
Not good.
I'm not saying Dunkin' Donuts is gourmet, but I love their coffee.
Right.
Tim Hortons is just like colored water.
I've never had Tim Hortons.
Apparently, Tim Hortons used to be better, and then McDonald's bought out the company that made their coffee. And years ago, they did a whole free coffee. You want a coffee? It's free. And for a whole month. And we found McDonald's coffee is 10 times better than Tim Hortons.
Yeah, actually, I get McDonald's coffee at night all the time when I'm driving. It's like every night at midnight is usually, I get tired and I get a second wind. And McDonald's coffee is not terrible. And Burger King's coffee isn't terrible either, actually. So I'll get that a lot when I'm driving around. Jack in the Box is, however, terrible. Carl's Jr., not good.
Oh, see, my favorite is Cuban coffee.
I love Cuban coffee. It's so good.
Love it. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, our first time I went to Cuba, my wife and I, my schedule was off. So I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning. So I snuck out, and there was a 24-hour cafe. And I'm like, oh, can I get a coffee? She goes, do you want Spanish coffee? So I had Spanish coffee, which is just a lot of alcohol.
Right.
And by 8:30, I went back to the room, and I opened the door, and she just takes one look at me. She goes, how many have you had? I'm like, too many. She goes, let me catch up. And so she started drinking. Yeah, love the Cuban coffee with a little alcohol in it. So nice.
I used to get the Cuban coffee at that place in Miami, the airport, right by the
yes. Oh my God, love
do a great
the Versailles.
The Colitos, the ones with the sugar, the one with the. Oh my God, they're amazing.
Colitos.
Right by D7.
Yeah,
Right by D7.
Then one at the end of D as well. There's one way at the end of D at 25 where the Chicago flight was. So
yeah,
so good.
Yeah, because
good.
D7 was a great place because you could
empanadas.
plug in all your stuff.
Right.
Oh, empanadas was the other way. Yeah.
Oh, those empanadas.
Yeah, what was the far one in Miami that you had to go down the stairs?
Yeah,
and it was A, B, C, D, E. It was the worst. Everybody piled
Those
into
are all
that
the commuter
area.
flights. Yeah.
Yes.
And there was no
Going to Nassau,
first class
Freeport.
or who's first, group 1, group 2. It was a free.
There's also no coverage down there. Your phone doesn't work when you're over there. You don't pick up the Wi-Fi or anything.
Right.
It's just like a dead zone. It's horrible.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I miss that airport so fucking much, and I hated it. I got my American Express Platinum just so I could go into that lounge and relax. It was the nicest part of it, though. Even if I was down at the other end, I'm like, no, I'm going to go spend an hour or two in the lounge. I was there on Christmas Day.
The Centurion Lounge?
Yes.
That lounge is amazing.
Yeah. And I remember going in. It was Christmas Day. I was traveling, and the woman goes, you should get a manicure. I'm like, I've never had one. They're like, well, today's your day. And I went in, and Diane gave me a manicure while I waited for a flight.
Dude, this is great.
It was nice.
That's the best lounge in the world, I'm telling you. The lounge is amazing.
Yeah.
Their food was phenomenal. They had this whole food layout, which is just you walked up and grabbed a plate full of gourmet food, too. It wasn't, it wasn't crap. It wasn't bad sandwiches.
Good coffee, and they were not stingy. Because if it was morning, I never would drink. But the last flights I came out of the States was the March 15th, right as the ships were shutting down.
Right.
And I flew from Charlotte. No, I flew. Oh, where was I out of? Jacksonville. And I had to fly into Charlotte. And lounge to business lounge to upgrade. So I was the whole way first class, and I just drank, not knowing that we would never get back on ships again.
Not knowing that was going to be it. That would be the end.
But everybody was hoarding toilet paper so bad that I was a little paranoid. So I took my roll from my cabin just in case I got to the airport and there was no toilet paper.
Ugh.
There was toilet paper.
Wow, that's just before the toilet paper flush. Hang on, I'm responding to people on the board. Someone's defending Tim Hortons coffee. It looks like it's my friend Ann.
They're allowed to.
Yeah,
you can have.
Also, she didn't say McDonald's bought Tim Hortons. That's not what he said. He said you bought the place that makes their coffee or something, right?
Something. They did. They did something with the company that used to supply Tim Hortons. They bought it or took over their account, whatever it was, but something like that. I mean, who knows? I could be wrong.
Hawaiian coffee also
Cataloni.
is good as well.
Hawaiian is the best.
It's very good. It's really good.
Hawaiian's Kona coffee
blend,
is the absolute
Kona blend
best.
is really good.
Absolute best.
Yeah, the stuff's phenomenal. Okay.
I heard Tim Hortons using real eggs in their coffee now that McDonald's owns them.
You know what's if you play your cards right, you can get a shell. You get a little shell in your coffee at Hortons. Yeah, it's great.
Bonus. It's extra fiber.
It's delicious. There's nothing like sipping a coffee and then a little
crunch. Crunch. Little crunch. Texture. It's all a good thing. It's all a good thing.
Fire breaks you down. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up, man. I got to go deliver some food to people. It's time for me to bring McDonald's to all the wonderful people in the Valley. First of all, John, thank you very much for calling in, man. It was very nice. I'm glad we could surprise Jason. That was cool.
Love you guys. Love you guys and miss you guys.
Say goodbye to John. Everybody say goodbye to John first. Goodbye, John. Bye, John. John's the best. Oh, let's say goodbye to John DeCrosta. And we're back. My friend Jason. Jason, thanks, buddy. I hope you don't mind, man. I thought it was a good idea to bring John on and surprise him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool, right? We haven't seen each other in a while. So there we go. Break things up. What do you got? What do you got? You want to plug Dry Bar, CD? What's going on, man? Anything? People go to your website?
I got an online show I'm working on right now. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, go to Laugh with Jason, and I'll have announcements over the next couple weeks.
Bam. Okay, I'll put it in the bio afterwards also so they can double check it on the YouTube. So it'll always be up there with the video. And there we go.
Gotcha, man.
All right, guys, give Jason a round of applause, man. Thank you very much, my friend. Right there, that's Jason Blanchard, folks. That was Jason Blanchard. What a great show. I thought that was great. That was cool. We had John on. I forgot he had the COVID. It was nice. I hope we're okay. Hope none of us get the COVID from John. That would be really messed up if there was some sort of, how'd you catch it? A web show. I hope that's not a thing. Anyway, that's it. You know what? We have another Carnival guy that's going to be here in a couple of days. CJ Jones will be here Wednesday. Wednesday night, CJ Jones will be here. So we got that going for us. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. As always, take care of yourselves. Say goodbye. You guys, everybody tuned in. Plus, we had extra people here. Ann was here to defend Tim Hortons Coffee. Shauna Johnston was in here as well. We had lots of new people. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Please like the video. It's very important. It helps me a long way. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Those things would really help. They'd be awesome. And I guess that's it. You guys are great as always. As always. Oh, I almost screwed that up. Hold on. Let's chaos. All right, man. You guys are a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in 2 days. Take care of you. Stay warm and enjoy shoveling the snow back east. I'm sorry. Dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you're a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers, will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to LennySchmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at LennySchmidtComedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.